There's a moment in life where you either take control or continue to be controlled. You say you want to succeed. You say you want change. Then force yourself to be consistent, because without consistency, your dream is just a wish, and wishes are for the weak. Winners have a definite purpose, a clear, burning target that pulls them forward like gravity. You can't hit what you can't see, so define it, own it, obsess over it. Everything begins with a decision, not a vague intention, not a hopeful wish, a decision. A firm, unshakable choice about what you want in this life. That is the essence of definiteness of purpose, and without it, you're lost, drifting, reacting instead of creating. You cannot be consistent in anything. You don't know exactly where you're going. It's like trying to hit a target you can't see. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how hard you work, or how much time you put in. If you lack direction, you'll waste your energy chasing distractions. When you have a definite purpose, everything changes. Your mind becomes focused, your energy becomes directed, and your actions begin to align with your goals. It becomes easier to say no to the things that don't serve you, and yes to the things that move you forward. Suddenly, you're not overwhelmed by choices. You're locked in on a single outcome. You become dangerous. You become someone who's hard to stop. But here's the truth most people ignore. Definiteness of purpose isn't something you find by accident. It's something you decide. You don't wait to discover your passion. You choose your path, and then you pour your soul into it. Clarity is a result of commitment. It doesn't show up until you show up, again and again. You dig into the work, you wrestle with resistance, and with every step, the vision becomes sharper. The world rewards those who know exactly what they want. People follow leaders with vision. Opportunities flow toward those who move with intention. You become magnetic when your purpose is clear, because people can feel when someone knows who they are and what they're here to do. That kind of clarity is rare. That kind of clarity is powerful. Most people fail because they never define success for themselves. They chase trends, they follow the crowd, they mimic what others are doing, and then wonder why they feel empty. Purpose is personal. It comes from the inside. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about fulfilling the reason you were put on this earth. And don't confuse business with purpose. You can work 16 hours a day and still go nowhere if you don't have a target. Action without direction is a trap. The grind has to be tied to a vision. Otherwise, it becomes slavery. So ask yourself the hard questions. What do you want? Really want? What would you fight for, even if no one believed in you? What's the one goal that, if achieved, would make everything else worth it? Once you answer that, write it down. Burn it into your mind. Speak it aloud every morning. Speak it aloud every morning. Let it become your compass. Let it guide your habits, your routines, your decisions. Because when your purpose is definite, consistency isn't a struggle. It's a natural response. You no longer need to force. Discipline becomes who you are. And that's when the world starts to move out of your way. Discipline doesn't come from hacks, tricks, or temporary motivation. It comes from desire, the kind that burns in your chest like fire. Without desire, discipline is empty. It's forced. It feels like punishment. But when you want something badly enough, when your desire is so strong, it keeps you up at night and wakes you up early in the morning. Discipline becomes natural. It becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. Look at the most consistent people on the planet. The ones who never miss a day, who keep grinding through setbacks, boredom, pain, and silence. It's not because they're superhuman, it's because they want it more. That desire drives everything. It creates momentum, and momentum creates progress, and that progress becomes addictive. But most people don't truly want what they say they want. They wish for it, they talk about it, they like the idea of it, but they're not consumed by it. And that's why they fall off when it gets hard. That's why they make excuses when life throws distractions in their face. The truth is, your actions will always reveal the strength of your desire. If you don't show up every day, it's because the fire inside you isn't hot enough yet. If you're not disciplined, it doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you haven't found the thing that lights you up. You haven't connected your goals to your soul. Because once you do that, Quitting feels like suffocating. Missing a day feels like betrayal. You stop negotiating with yourself because there's nothing to debate. This is who you are now. Desire creates obsession, and obsession creates consistency. You stop waiting for motivation because your purpose starts driving your every move. You're no longer chasing convenience. You're chasing greatness, and greatness demands consistency. Desire also kills distractions. When your mind is set on one outcome, all other options become irrelevant. You don't need willpower to say no to things that don't matter. You simply don't want them anymore. You become ruthless. Focused, unstoppable. That's the key. If you want to be more disciplined, don't start by trying to force habits. Start by going deeper. Ask yourself, what do I want more than comfort? What do I want more than excuses? What am I willing to suffer for? Because once you find that answer, once you connect to that burning desire, discipline becomes the byproduct. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never feel tired or unmotivated. They're the ones who have something inside them that's stronger than their feelings. They've made a decision so deep, so emotional, that nothing can shake it. You want to change your life? Then get obsessed. Fan the flames of your desire until they're too loud to ignore. See your goal in your mind every day. Feel it, taste it, smell it. Let it haunt you. Let it guide you. Because when your desire burns hot enough, discipline becomes simple. You won't need to push yourself. Your purpose will pull you. Faith isn't something you're born with. It's not handed to you. It's not a gift you wake up with one morning. True, unshakable belief in yourself and your ability to win is built. And the tool you build it with is repetition. Every time you show up, you're not just building skill. You're building belief. Every rep, every session, every early morning and late night, every moment you choose discipline over comfort, it's a vote for who you're becoming. And with enough votes, your mind stops doubting, it starts believing, it starts trusting. That's how faith is created. You see, most people think they need confidence before they act. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the perfect mindset. But that's backwards. Action comes first. Confidence is the reward. Faith doesn't come before the work. It comes because of the work. You can't think your way into believing in yourself. You have to earn it through consistency, through effort, through doing what needs to be done over and over again, especially when it's hard. It's like going to the gym. You don't walk in on day one expecting to lift the heaviest weight. You start small, you struggle, you doubt, but you keep showing up day after day. Week after week, and slowly the weight feels lighter. Your body changes, and without even realizing it, you start to believe in your strength, because now you've seen it, you've lived it. That's how faith works. It's trained, it's earned, and repetition isn't just about the action, it's about the mindset behind the action. Every time you push through resistance, every time you conquer the voice in your head telling you to quit, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. That proof stacks up. It forms a new identity. One that says, I can do this. I will do this. I'm not the person I used to be. But here's what makes repetition so powerful. It doesn't care how you feel. You don't need to be inspired. You just need to keep moving. Keep showing up. Keep hammering at the door of greatness until it cracks. The world can't ignore someone who refuses to go away. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they give up before repetition does its job. They don't stay in the process long enough to transform. They stop just before the belief clicks in. But if you can keep going even in the dark, even without results, the breakthrough will come. The breakthrough will come. And when it does, that faith becomes your foundation. It becomes your fuel. You start walking differently, talking differently. You don't need external validation anymore because you've built an internal engine that runs on proof. Your own proof. You've seen what you can endure. You've earned the right to believe. So if you're doubting yourself right now, good. That means you're human. But don't stop. Keep moving and keep repeating, keep proving. Because repetition doesn't just build results, it builds faith. And once you believe, you become unstoppable. Autosuggestion is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. It's the art of training your mind by consciously feeding it the thoughts you want to become reality. What you tell yourself every single day becomes the blueprint of your life. Your thoughts shape your identity, and your identity shapes your actions. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you talk to yourself. You must begin the process of autosuggestion. The truth is, we're all constantly suggesting things to our subconscious minds. The question is, are you doing it on purpose? Are you intentionally programming yourself for success, or are you letting your doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs dictate your actions? Most people never realize that their self-talk is shaping their reality. They let negative thoughts spiral out of control, creating patterns of behavior that hold them back. They think their thoughts are just a reflection of reality, not realizing that they are, in fact, the creators of it. When you use autosuggestion, you take control. You consciously feed your mind the affirmations, the beliefs, and the thoughts that align with your highest potential. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a strategy. A strategy that works because the subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. It accepts what you repeat to it over and over again as truth. And once it accepts something as truth, it will make sure your actions align with that belief. This is why repetition is so crucial. You can't expect to say something once and have it magically transform your life. Autosuggestion works because it builds over time. The more you repeat the thoughts you want to manifest, the more they seep into your subconscious. You start to believe them. You start to internalize them. And eventually, those beliefs become the driving force behind everything you do. It's not enough to simply repeat these suggestions passively. You must speak to your subconscious with emotion. You must feel the words you say. When you declare that you are successful, you must believe it in your bones. When you tell yourself that you are unstoppable, you must feel that power rise within you. It's not just about the words, it's about the energy behind them. The more passion, intensity, and certainty you inject into your autosuggestion. And let me tell you, your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It is a faithful servant that works tirelessly behind the scenes to bring into your life whatever you truly believe is possible. If you feed it doubts, it will make sure you stay stuck in the same place. If you feed it belief, it will move mountains to make those beliefs a reality. But this process takes time. It takes consistency. It takes patience. When you make autosuggestion your ally, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator, the architect of your destiny. Every thought you think, every word you speak, is an opportunity to build the life you desire. So don't waste it. Fill your mind with affirmations that elevate you. Speak to yourself with the belief that you are capable of achieving greatness, and watch as your life begins to reflect those beliefs. It all begins with the way you talk to yourself. Change that, and you change everything. Autosuggestion is your ally in the journey to success. And once you understand how to use it, nothing can stand in your way. Specialized knowledge is one of the most powerful assets you can possess. It's the foundation of mastery, the key that opens doors to opportunities that others will never even know exist. But there's one crucial fact most people overlook. Specialized knowledge doesn't come overnight. It's not something you gain in a weekend seminar or through a single book. Specialized knowledge is built daily. It requires investment, consistent, focused effort over time. Every day you spend learning, practicing, and refining your craft is a step toward becoming an expert in your field. It's not about working harder than everyone else. It's about working smarter and with purpose. It's about taking small but deliberate actions every single day that compound into extraordinary skill and expertise over time. Too many people want instant results. They want to get to the top in a hurry. But real mastery comes through incremental progress. It's about being patient with the process, knowing that each piece of knowledge you acquire builds the foundation for something much greater. To become specialized, you need to invest time and energy into learning something deeply. It's not enough to have a surface-level understanding of your field. To stand out, to truly excel, you must dive deep. You need to immerse yourself in your chosen area. Focus. You have to read the books that others won't read, study the theories that most people ignore, and push the boundaries of what's already been done. This level of investment requires a mindset of constant growth. You need to commit yourself to becoming better every single day. But let's be clear, this kind of investment doesn't always come with immediate rewards. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress. There will be days when you feel like you're spinning your wheels, putting in all this work and seeing little return. But that's where most people quit. That's the moment when they give up on their dream, thinking the goal is too far out of reach. But here's the truth. Consistency pays off. Mastery comes to those who keep showing up, even when the results aren't immediate. Because each small bit of knowledge you gain today will create a ripple effect that pushes you closer to mastery tomorrow. And as you build this knowledge, you're not just learning facts or figures. You're developing a deeper understanding of your field, building the ability to apply what you know in ways that others can't. Specialized knowledge allows you to solve problems that others can't. It gives you the power to innovate, to create, to lead. This is what sets experts apart from novices. They've invested the time and energy to understand their craft so well that they can look at a challenge and see a solution where others see only obstacles. Remember, it's not just about the accumulation of knowledge. It's about application. Knowledge without action is useless. You must take what you learn and use it in real-world situations, whether that's applying a new technique to your work, solving a problem in a unique way, or sharing your expertise with others. You must put your knowledge into action if you want to see real growth. Daily investment in specialized knowledge is a journey, not a destination. The more you learn, the more you realize there is to learn. But that's the beauty of it. The process is never over. As long as you're willing to keep investing in yourself, you'll never stop growing. So commit to it every day. Put in the time, deeper. And over time, you'll become not just skilled, but truly exceptional. You'll become the expert others turn to because you've invested the time, energy, and discipline to acquire and apply specialized knowledge. Decisions are the architects of your future. Every day you make decisions, big and small, that carve out the path you will walk. But many people fail to realize just how powerful these choices really are. It's not about having perfect knowledge or waiting for the right moment. It's about making a decision and then committing to it, no matter how uncertain or difficult it may seem at first. Momentum is built not by a single action, but by the constant decisions you make to keep moving forward, one step after another. When you make a decision, you take control of your life. You stop letting circumstances dictate your direction. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions or for external forces to align. You take charge, and it's in this moment of decision that you ignite a force that will carry you forward. Momentum. Momentum is the unstoppable power that builds when you commit to something, and it grows with every subsequent action you take in alignment with that decision. The key to building momentum is consistency. It's not about making one big, bold decision and expecting everything to change overnight. It's about making decisions every day, every hour that push you closer to your goal. Momentum doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It starts the moment you decide to act. Every decision you make, no matter how small, keeps the wheels turning. Every choice compounds the next, gradually building the speed and power you need to break through obstacles and achieve your dreams. But here's where most people get stuck. They hesitate. They overthink. They procrastinate. They wait for some external sign or for the perfect set of circumstances. They think that if they make the wrong decision, they'll fail. But the truth is, indecision is far more damaging than making the wrong choice. Indecision keeps you stuck, stagnant, and powerless. It prevents you from ever gaining the momentum that comes from moving forward, even if it's imperfect. The power of decisions lies in their ability to create momentum in your favor. The moment you decide to act, you create forward movement, and this movement is contagious. One small decision leads to another, and that builds confidence. Confidence leads to more decisions, and as you continue to make decisions and take actions, your momentum grows stronger, faster, and more unshakable. This momentum begins to shape who you are. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, small at first, but gradually gathering more speed and mass until it's unstoppable. The more decisions you make, the more you start to trust your ability to make them. You start trusting yourself, and that self-trust turns into confidence. Confidence builds your capacity to take bigger, bolder actions. And before you know it, you're no longer waiting for opportunities to knock on your door. You're creating them, you're seizing them, and you're cropping them. In every moment, you have the power to choose. And those choices determine the direction of your life. You can choose to hesitate, to play it safe, to stay in your comfort zone. Or you can decide to push forward, to act, to build momentum, and to create a life that's unstoppable. The path you walk is the result of your decisions, and every step you take builds momentum. So stop waiting. Start deciding. Trust that your decisions will lead to momentum, and let that momentum carry you further than you ever thought possible. Because momentum doesn't stop. Once it's built, it propels you. And the more you decide to move, the more unstoppable you become. Persistence is the true test of your character, your resolve, and your commitment to success. It's easy to start something when you're excited, when the idea is fresh, when the possibilities seem endless. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when the initial motivation wanes and the obstacles start to pile up? That's when persistence is put to the test. It's in those moments of doubt, fatigue, and frustration that the true measure of your willpower is revealed. They give up when the road gets tough, when the results aren't immediate, when the challenges become overwhelming. But the people who succeed are the ones who keep going when others would stop. They understand that success isn't just about talent, luck, or timing. It's about relentless persistence. It's about showing up every single day, even when the world seems to be against you. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you. It's about pushing through when everything inside of you is screaming to quit. Persistence isn't just about stubbornly holding on when things are tough. It's about a deep, unwavering commitment to your goal, no matter how long it takes to achieve it. It's about developing a mindset that no matter how many times you fail, you will rise again and keep moving forward. It's about understanding that each failure is not the end, but simply another lesson learned. Each rejection, each mistake, each setback is an opportunity to get better, to sharpen your skills, to adjust your strategy, and to keep your eyes on the prize. And here's the thing, when you stay persistent, the world starts to change. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones. The challenges that once seemed overwhelming become opportunities for growth. You begin to see the world differently because you're no longer operating from a place of fear or doubt. You're operating from a place of strength, of belief, and of resilience. And that strength comes from persistence. What most people fail to realize is that success doesn't come from avoiding hardship. It comes from enduring it. The world doesn't reward the person who gives up after the first few failures. It rewards the person who keeps going, who finds the courage to continue even when it seems like they're going nowhere. Persistence is what separates the winners from the losers. It's the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who abandon theirs before they've even had the chance to see them through. But persistence is not an easy road. It will test you in ways you can't imagine. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel, when the weight of the journey feels too heavy to bear. There will be days when everything feels like an uphill battle. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that define you. Those are the days when you prove to yourself that you're willing to fight for what you want, no matter the cost. Those are the days that separate the dreamers from the achievers. It's not your talent, your circumstances, or your luck that will determine your success. It's your persistence. It's your ability to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. So embrace the struggle. Push through the pain. Keep going even when you want to quit. Because the real test of success is not how you start, but how you finish. And the people who finish are the ones who never give up. They are the ones who persist.